This is Jackie with In the Key of Change, and I'm here with John Mess of Dance Gavin Dance for the third time. Your new album, Acceptance Speech, just came out. What are some influences? What are some things that influenced you for that album?
Shit. I don't know. We didn't really. I wasn't really in any place where I felt strongly about a specific record or band or something. I just kind of did what I usually do and went into my bank of stuff I had written and then worked through it and got it done. Will, I guess, would say he was more influenced by, I guess, more rock influence in this record than I guess funk or jazz on previous records.
I kind of feel like it has more of a hip-hop flair versus previous albums. Is there a reason for that, or producing had something to do with it?
I don't know. I guess we maybe went a little bit heavier on some songs, or a little more grooves on some of the songs. I think that's always going to be there, and it just peeked through a little more than usual. So, yeah.
Check out Demo, one of my favorites. I really like the different cuts, and
yeah,
that song would seem like it would be hard to replicate on stage. Any plans to play that one?
We actually haven't really even practiced all of the songs from the record yet because we finished it and then went on tour. So, and then it came out. So we'll try to see what we can do with that. But yeah, it definitely would be a little difficult to make it sound exactly like that. But so it might not be. It would be a good live song. So we'll try.
I'll wait for it.
Yeah.
Some of your other albums were illustrated by Matthias Aldofsson.
Oh, yeah, Matthias.
Matthias, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sorry. How does the visual art tie into the audio inside?
I guess we just went with the consistent guy from the past 5 albums, and I don't know, the album artwork for this one has the robot giving a speech, and I guess that song has like some elements of satire in it, and I guess him being in this little small room on like a tiny podium with a bunch of animals kind of disinterested plays into that. I guess there's an element of us not taking ourselves super seriously in the music, but at the same time putting a lot of effort and heart into it, so there's like that duality present.
Cool. So some know that you're a trained artist. I, for one, know firsthand because I'm fortunate enough to own a piece. But which came first, the music or the art?
The art did. My mother she works in ceramics, and my uncle is a metal sculptor, and then I have other cousins that do all sorts of different things, animation and whatnot. So my mom's side of the family just had the art gene, I guess. I don't know. I grew up working with clay and sculpture and drawing, and ever since I was little. So
yeah, you didn't really have a choice, did you?
Pretty much, yeah. My mom had her art studio always attached to the house, so like my friends would come over and we would play with clay, and I got to the point where I didn't even think it was fun anymore because I'd been playing with it and making stuff for years and years. So, but then I started taking it more seriously in high school and went and got my degree in art from Sac State. So.
When do you find time to paint now, with touring kind of up and running now?
When I get home, I just immediately start painting. I go back to the studio. I rent out a space with a bunch of other artists, and then just start making stuff in terms of time. I guess like if we're off tour for a couple months, I'll try to set a goal for 20 or so pieces and then bring them on tour or sell them on Etsy. So yeah.
Very cool. When has there been a time where both of the media have converged?
I've thought about that, and I have on my larger pieces. I'll do kind of paint in like a rhythm using a palette knife, and very much about the expression and the way the movements and the strokes kind of undulate and move around the canvas. Kind of ties into music. But I've been changing my technique up a little bit and exploring new things. But I would like to bring the music back into it and do some sort of like performance of. I've done that once for some people, and it was really fun. So
that sounds like it would be a great performance to catch. Have you ever designed a tattoo for anyone?
No, like I've had people ask me, but when I was in school, I focused mainly on painting, but I also did a lot of electronic art stuff like well, that was the name of the major, and that I half majored in painting, half majored in electronic art, graphic design stuff, Photoshop and whatnot. But design is not necessarily my forte. Like tattoos are lots of clean lines and making very perfect and neat, and I don't know, that's not really what I'm interested in, or necessarily what I've practiced and focused on. So when people ask me about tattoo designs, I say, like, well, I can give you an idea or something, but I don't really feel comfortable making it. You know, go to your tattoo artist. They do that.
Do you have any tattoos?
No, I don't, because I get bored with images, and I just know that whatever I would get, I just know that I would end up being bored with it. So.
Now, I heard a rumor that somebody or a few people have something from Dance Gavin Dance tattooed on them.
Oh, yeah.
Something about a confusing ice cream cone.
Oh, yeah. Some of the guys in A Mice and Men, Austin, their tour manager Jared, and Alan, they all got it on their ankle. When the album came out, I don't know, it became like an inside joke with the band. They just were like, what the hell is a confusing ice cream cone? And then they just started repeating it so many times, I guess they ended up just getting it as on their ankle next to a bunch of other silly tattoos. I think Austin's is next to a Hawaiian punch guy or something like that. So.
Nice. So Slutty Babies maybe from this album?
Right, yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
Something like that. So.
Come on, Austin. You've got space.
Yeah, we'll see if they find something that they like from the new record.
Right now you're on tour with Finch, and it's their final tour.
Yeah.
Is there sort of an added pressure supporting a band that's their very final going out?
Yeah. Well, I guess you kind of think of like, well, who's going to come to the show? Is it going to be people that maybe don't know who we are, or haven't been going to a lot of shows? Or like, oh wow, like nostalgic for that record, or what's the age demographic? But so far the shows have been really good, and we've had our own following of fans come out, and then other people. We've had some new fans. We're like, oh, I've never seen you before, so it's been good.
Very cool. Now, your new lead singer, Tillian, who's been with you for the past year, how important was it to get new music out featuring Tillian so quickly? Because it seemed pretty fast.
Yeah, it was very, very important. We couldn't really transition into a new singer of him just covering other singers, and with Tillian's, the style of his singing voice, singing Johnny stuff from the last record, where Johnny sings a little lower, didn't really suit Tillian, and then Kurt has a completely different voice than Tillian, so we wanted to get new stuff out there just to show like him in his own element rather than covering other people's songs.
And it definitely feels like a fresh new start. And it definitely showcases Tillian's sort of vocal gymnastics. He has quite a range. So, you still have impressive luck, I suppose, when it comes to singers.
Yes.
Tillian also has a solo EP.
Mm.
Now, this sort of sounds familiar.
Yes.
Any concerns, or things are sort of everything's good, and it's just another outreach like you guys have? Some people have secret band and other things.
Yeah, the way we look at like stuff like that is just it's good for everyone. It's more music. He's gonna do some tours off of it. Apparently, some of the songs are being played on ESPN, so that's pretty cool. And then Will's got his side projects, and we have the secret band and all that. So it's just other stuff to do, and it I don't know, just gives more fans more stuff to listen to, and showcases the different talents of the different members and whatnot. So
good. It sounds a lot more positive.
Yeah.
When can fans expect more stuff from Secret Band?
When we get home, we're gonna finish writing the record. We wrote 8 songs, but they like half of them sounded way too much like Dance Gavin Dance. We wanted it to be a little heavier, so we added in a guitar player named Martin Bianchini. He's old friend. He actually did a guest guitar on the track The Jiggler on the new record. He does some like sweeping, and he's more of a metal guitar player, so Will wanted to see what would happen incorporating that influence, and I thought that was really cool. So we're gonna kind of we're probably gonna write even more songs, and so end up with a lot of songs, and then flesh it out and get it written by the end of the year, and then set a recording date. So
very cool. So what's up next for Dance Gavin Dance after this tour with Finch?
I think we're going to do side project stuff for a little bit during the winter. We usually don't like to tour during the winter, and then maybe try to make plans for spring. I think Tillian's doing a tour, and then Will's going to do a tour with his new project, I just call it CN Bar because I can't say the name of it. And they'll release some music, which I've heard already, and it's really cool. So I don't really know what our future plans are then. So sometime in the spring, I will have something to announce.
So stay tuned for lots more from everyone from Dance Gavin Dance. And this is Jackie with In the Key of Change, and I really hope this whole thing recorded.